Alright, I know what happened. You pulled up to a red light, a Scat Pack looked over at you, you saw the little B on the fender, and you thought, I can take him. You cannot take him. I'm not good at math, but this number right here is bigger than this one. So anyways, you got gapped. Let's be honest, this is really not a great car to boost, but if you feel like you need to, I guess I'll help you out. You bought a 5.7 Hemi RT because the people, it's a people's V8. It sounds incredible, it's reliable, it does excellent burnouts, it's great. So today we're going to be looking at the top 5 superchargers for the 5.7 Hemi RT that will turn your banana boat into a Hellcat-eating monster potentially. First up, we have a pretty reasonable choice. I want to kind of go fast, but I also want to make it to work on Monday. We have the Magnuson TVS 2300. Magnuson uses Eaton rotors, literally the same tech you can find in OEM supercars like the Corvette ZR1. It's a root style blower, which means instant torque. You touch the pedal, the car moves, no waiting for turbo lag, no waiting for VTEC to kick in, just neck snap. This kit fits so well, it looks like it came from the factory. If you pop your hood at a meet, non-car people won't even know that you're faster than them. It is pretty stealthy. If you want a daily driver your Hemi and not worry about it exploding every time you merge into a highway, get the Maggie. It's safer, it's proven, it makes the 5.7 kind of feel like a 6.4 really. But maybe if you don't want stealth, maybe you want your neighbors to file noise complaints. Maybe you want your car to sound like a Banshee getting into a little wood chipper. Then we have the Whipple, specifically the Gen 5, Gen 6 3.0 liter. If the Magnuson is in a responsible adult, the Whipple is the kind of guy who that punches drywall after losing a game of Call of Duty. Technically, this is a twin screw supercharger. It compresses air inside the casing, which makes it incredibly efficient on high boost. The 5.7 loves these things. If you're looking at massive power potential, we're talking right around like 600 plus horsepower comfortably if you have the fuel for it. And the sound of these things are pretty nice. It's visually and auditory equivalent of a middle finger to everyone else on the road. It's pretty nice. It has a massive power ceiling, looks incredible, comes in different colors, and sounds like a jet. But definitely be careful. The 5.7 chassis aren't really made to take a lot of boost, so like your tires might be bald every single time you try to drive this thing. Now this is kind of a controversial one, the ProCharger. Now I know what you guys are probably going to say, that's basically a turbo. Well, you're technically right, but just hear me out for a second. All right, here's the deal. Roots and twin screw blowers, right? Maggie / Whipple, right? Give your power immediately off the line. Great at first stoplights. The ProCharger, well, it builds with RPM. It's linear. At 2,000 RPM, it's chill. At 4,000, it wakes up, and at 6,000, you're traveling through time. It's great. This is the highway kit for demons. If you like doing around 60 to 130 pulls in Mexico, this is a great choice. Plus, the P1SC1 is self-contained, meaning you don't have to tap your oil pan, which is pretty nice. And the best part, the intake air temp stays super low because the unit, it sits away from the hot engine valley. It's pretty nice. But the worst part, at idle, it sounds like your engine is broken. It has that bag of rocks rattle, but real car guys know that's a sound. That's not nothing to be worried about. Just turn up the volume. Just crank up the volume. All right, this next one it's pretty nice. If you're married, your spouse monitors the bank account that you need to hide the fact that you just spent around $8,000 on parts. You should probably get an Edelbrock E-Force. This is a kit designed to fit under the stock hood with 0 modifications. It has super long runners, which gives it a ridiculous low end torque. It's arguably the best street light to light blower on this list. It doesn't whine as loud as the Whipple. It doesn't rattle like the ProCharger, but it does work. It's nice. If you were to pull up to a Mustang GT, he revs at you, you look and smile, light turns green, and you put a bus length on him and you're fine. You're good. And you're not even in second gear already. This one's kind of like the old man strength of Superchargers. It doesn't look like much, but it'll knock you out. It's pretty nice. And finally, this next one is pretty nice. The Kenne Bell Mammoth. Look at the size of this intake on this thing. Just look at that dog. It might suck in like small birds or children as you drive by. Kenne Bell's pretty old school. The focus on displacement is 2.8 liters, liquid cooled. This isn't really a great daily driver to put on the 5.7. This is a guy who wants a little pep in his step. It's a twin screw design, just like the Whipple, but it's just it's bigger. It makes massive heat, so you do need to manage your cooling, but the power is stupid. If you install this stock bottom end on a 5.7, you'll be playing Russian roulette every day with your piston. Get this one if you want bragging rights and you want to look cool, but if you hate money, yeah, you can get this one. So in the end, what did we learn? Magnuson's is a great for daily driver. Whipple is, it's fun for the noise. ProCharger is for for highway pulls, and then Edelbrock it's a sleeper, right? And then Kenne Bell is for the maniacs. The 5.7 Hemi is a legend. Pick your poison, install it, and go gap a Scat Pack for me, alright? If you like this video, please subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000. Thank you for watching Torque Savvy, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.